Be blessed, chat. So, how did this become my obsession for the past almost 5 years? Among other games, but we're here to talk about Final Fantasy VII. Let me think back to the great year of 2015. 2015, it wasn't actually a bad year for obvious reasons. So first of all, before that year, I had no idea. So I was in high school. Summer of 2015, it was the end of my junior year. Before that summer, that year, I had no idea what Final Fantasy was. Both Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy the series knew nothing about it. I guess back in the day, really, I wasn't really into not only JRPGs, but RPGs in general. What I said in my What Anime Means to Me, I kind of gave this as an example, like Pokemon. I was never into the series as a kid because I just thought it was just really, really complex on how many monsters there were and the different types, and that's like a different topic altogether that I don't really want to get into. Summer 2015, before E3 started, rumor has it that Final Fantasy VII Remake was going to become a reality. And almost nobody really believed that. Until Sony's press conference day came. Really, the rest is history there, because like they showed, I don't know what portion of the conference they really showed that particular trailer off. I think it was in the middle of it. And I can't really even recall if I watched that conference live. I think that was before a time where I didn't really have time to. But yes, they showed off Square Enix had a teaser trailer ready. Everybody thought, it wasn't real. Everybody thought it was just going to be another movie. But little did we know that they had big plans. That Nomura, Kitase, and the rest of the team, they knew what was coming to them for like the next 10, 20 years of their lives. Potentially, hopefully. Really hope part 2 doesn't take too long to come out. And after that trailer released, Twitter went... I vividly remember, this is how clearly I remember this. Twitter went absolutely nuts that afternoon. Nobody on my feed would stop talking about this game. How it meant so much. So much to them in their childhood. It's like claiming that it's one of the best games of all time. One of their absolute favorite games. I saw that on my feed, and at that point, I just kind of shrugged it off. Because it's like, oh yeah, it's like Final Fantasy. Okay. I think that year there were like other games I was fixated on, but I can't really be bothered to remember what they were at the moment. But was Shenmue 3 shown off that year too? I think so. But I think 7 Remake was the one that caught my eye. And I kind of just put it in the back of my mind. It's like, okay, maybe this game kind of does look interesting. Yeah, E3 2015, nobody would stop talking about 7 Remake. It was pretty much one of the biggest highlights of that E3 conference, E3 event. Then we didn't really get much else after that until PlayStation Experience 2015, and that's when they showed off more of the game with actual gameplay. I saw that trailer as well, and we're gonna rewatch that trailer in just a few minutes here. From what I saw of it, it looked really enticing, really interesting to me. And I'm pretty sure it blew everybody else's minds too. Yeah, it's like once I get to play 7 Remake, it's going to be really interesting to hear from people that never played the original 7 what their thoughts are going to be with experiencing Final Fantasy VII with the remake for the first time. PlayStation Experience 2015 Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer finally convinced me to that Christmas, that December on Christmas, to purchase Final Fantasy VII for my PS4. Yeah, at that point the rest is history, because I just became really obsessed with the characters, the story, the music, the world, everything surrounding it, and Final Fantasy in general. It's like it's become one of my all-time favorite JRPG series. After that, I did play 15, and that was a great game as well. Yeah, I played that after 7. I think at that point I was in my senior year of high school, and Final Fantasy VII took me roughly 40 hours, and that was my first playthrough over the span of 2-3 months, because I had I had a lot more freedom back then as a kid. And I actually, speaking of E3 last year, I actually got to play the 7 Remake, the first game that I got, or actually no, or yeah, the first day of E3. First day of E3, got to play the 7 Remake demo. I kid you not, chat, I was like one of the last people, because at E3, if you wanted to play the demo, then you'd have to get, they were giving away something called a demo ticket. So that way, they could keep things, the staff can keep things organized and whatnot. And they give you these little demo tickets. I shared this on Instagram and Twitter before. It actually had like nice art and everything. It's like all Shinra based. Basically telling you is like at what time frame you can play the demo at. And I kid you not, one of the last people, and I got to play the demo like right before the doors closed that day. It was pretty insane. It was pretty insane. Yeah, it's I had an amazing time, despite me having my eardrums, because they made us, well, they make us wear headphones. I remember for some of the demos I played at E3, you didn't have to wear your headphones if you didn't want to. But since it was the first game I played, then I did wear the headphones that they provided. And I remember they cranked like the game up to 100. It was like ridiculously loud. Like you could not hear any outside noise whatsoever. And once you got to play the Scorpion boss fight, is like I was like back then I was kind of tempted to call one of the staff over that was working there to like, it's like call them over. It's like, hey, guys, can you turn down the the volume on the TV, please? It's like it's kind of sort of loud. It's gonna make my ears bleed because with all the sound effects from the boss fight specifically. But yeah, that was my little experience from playing 7 Remake at E3. I played some other games like Pokemon and Luigi's Mansion 3. Those were fun games, but 7 Remake was definitely the highlight for me. If you really want to know where all this hype over Final Fantasy VII Remake really got started, I guess I can just turn this up to full. Then this is really all you really need to see. So ancient. Yeah. It's very cool, right? So, let's get out of here. Okay. So what you just saw, Final Fantasy VII technical demo for PS3. Square Enix painstakingly recreated the old intro from Final Fantasy VII and remastered it for this technical demo. And this is kind of where it all began. This is way back in, like, what was it, 2005 or 2006? A lot of people freaked out over this, thinking that Square had plans to remake 7 for PS3. And yeah, just watching this, like, look at this. Like, could you imagine if we actually did get a remake with these graphics back then for PS3? We're kind of sort of spoiled. I don't know if you realize this, chat, but Square, some companies out there, some video game companies, developers are just really spoiling us gamers, and I don't really know how to feel about that. I honestly don't. Yeah, so this will be the plan. I'm gonna just let the trailer play once, and then we're just gonna go back briefly and just talk about it. But yeah, it's like comparing these graphics from the mid-2000s to now. It's just really insane how far we've come. There's my boy. This is like with his old design. Yeah, the people. Yeah, I think some people from around a month ago this year just come back for this video and just talk about it. It's pretty great. Let's us begin at the trailer that's set a lot of people off. A lot of fans. Not only fans, not only journalists. Just a lot of gamers.
Long ago, we looked upon a foreboding sky. The memory of the star that threatened all burns eternal in our hearts.
Can't quite read Japanese yet, chat, sorry.
In its wake came an age of silence.
I'm pretty sure it's saying the same thing.
Yet with each fond remembrance, we knew those encountered were not forgotten. That someday we would see them again.
Having children music.
Perhaps it was no more than wishful thinking.
No more that.
But after the long calm, there are now the beginnings of a stir. The reunion at hand may bring joy. It may bring fear. But let us embrace whatever it brings. For they are coming back. At last, the promise has been made.
So yeah, you get the logo and then remake. It's like they didn't even need to say what the name of the game was. Just the logo and just remake. And that's when a lot of people knew they're finally doing it. Yeah. It's like if you are a fan of 7 and you paid attention to what the narrator was saying throughout that entire trailer, then yeah, you knew what was coming. Yeah, and this shot right here is like, oh my god. But also right down here is where a lot of people saw Parasite Eve girl. I think that was just like a placeholder because they didn't really have any other graphics to put in at the time. It's like it's the playground, the slide. Oh, man, you see the names. You see this, and you see Midgar, the Shinra troops, Kazushige Nojima. The Advent Children music, if you're a big fan of that. A lot of symbolism going on here. It's like a lot of people pointed out that the flower, Aerith, in the wing right here, Sephi. And this right here. Oh my god. It's like they obviously knew what they were getting themselves into. Yeah, Nomura-san really knew what he was getting himself into. And there's no doubt in my mind he's a busy man. He's probably a very busy man. And this project is no doubt a huge undertaking for him and his team. And yeah, here's the slums. Yeah, Barrett. And my boy, Kanaudu. With that iconic sword. That iconic sword. And just remake. That's it. And play it first on PlayStation 4. No release year, no release day or anything. I'll mute this now. Okay. I think next is the PlayStation Experience trailer. I have opinions on this whole trailer. Compared to what we saw from this and the current trailers. Play first on PS4. So here's something interesting, right, chat? That was all the way back in 2015. Now, apparently, from what I've read and know, is that from this trailer, the gameplay and all this footage you see, I don't believe this was all made by Square themselves. This was made by CyberConnect 2. And at some point, I forget the reason why Square, I think this was Square decision to do this. They wanted to move the development of 7 Remake in-house. If any of you in chat know the reason why, then yeah, if you can refresh my memory on that. So this was CyberConnect 2's take on the remake, and we were I think we were probably damn close to getting this version, as opposed to what we see now is Square Enix's take on 7 Remake, and it's the same like general feeling, except with more like prettier graphics and stuff. Yeah, that's why you hear a lot of the Advent Children voice actors in here before they got replaced. Like Steve Burton as Cloud and Bo Billingsley as Barrett. I think Jesse and Biggs, Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse, they still retained the same actors from this trailer to today. But Cloud and Barrett were like they were the most noticeable when it comes to changing voice actors. And honestly, how I feel about that, I don't really mind, because from what I have seen from the demo, from what I played of the demo rather, and the trailers, like the new cast does sound really, really good. They really do sound really decent. There's always this one guy on Twitter that always spams like a campaign to have like a legacy DLC pack for the Advent Children voice actors to come back, and honestly I don't really care. It's like the current cast that we have now is great, and the return draws closer. A flower girl.
Halt! Hands up!
Have fun.
I'm here for you, to help take the load off your shoulders.
So, what's our next move, boss?
That's easy enough.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
No, you're not.
Here. This is for you.
God damn it. Save it for the playthrough. Save it for the playthrough.
Can you bear to see the planet suffer, Cloud?
So yeah, they just dropped that during a state of play. More to come in June. Oh yes, more to come in June, they say. Because oh my god. It's like, dude. Like, seriously. You go from this, from showing us this, then how many years? Like a few years later, you go out of your way to make this. And just look at this. Look at her. Jesus. It's like it's not even final, but it still looks amazing. She looks amazing. Everything looks amazing. Yeah, I couldn't really believe what I was saying. See, look at that. Look at them. Just look at it. I don't really mean to sound like Patrick. It's like, goddamn, apps. Combat. It's like, this is Square's take, not CyberConnect 2. This is Square's take on 7 Remake. Cross slash. Shit. That gets me every time. And then you see Sephi. Just the back of Sephi, but yeah. Yeah, that. I don't know where that takes place, but at the same time, I don't really want to know. Oh, yeah. Oh my god, yeah. So, I forgot. So this is a kind of a small tease trailer. Yeah, this. I remember this.
Rats appear to call themselves Avalanche, sir.
You think he's a keeper?
Oh my god.
This couldn't have been us.
But what if it was?
What's done is done.
It ain't pretty, but we can't stop now. This was just the first reactor.
Help me!
Yeah, sometimes I forget about this version of the E3 trailer. So this was, as Square pointed out, the short version of the E3 trailer. I remember, because I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but I was at the Symphonic Reunion concert for Final Fantasy VII Remake last year, and I remember before the end of the show, they showed this trailer off in the Dolby Theater, and I remember everybody around me was just losing their minds over this, because this was all new. This was all new. This was like when did it take place? The day before their conference. Just seeing all these new scenes, pretty great. Still no Tifa. They were teasing the hell out of Tifa with that, with her name in the bottom right. I know I didn't really mean to sound like I stepped on a nail right there, but god damn it. That really stings when I look back on these trailers. It's like, god. Yeah, they were so confident back then. Well, they're still confident now, but it's still a delay, Chad. I can see it with my own eyes. It's March 3rd, not April 10th. March 3rd. God damn. Okay. Well, I gotta get away from that. Because that stings. Okay. So this will probably be the last trailer I rewatch before we get into Advent Children. Look at that. Look at that. It's a friggin' big place.
These sewer rats appear to call themselves Avalanche, sir.
You can have it.
Friggin' motorbike.
You think he's a keeper?
Battle theme.
Oh my god. Y'all gotta look at the bigger picture here. Nothing worth fighting for was ever won without sacrifice.
Help me!
Oh boy. Those things. Aerith! Okay. No pausing, no pausing, no pausing. Tifa! My wife. The ultimate waifu of 7.
Have you been a good girl?
The
I
part.
heard you're having second thoughts.
The hideout bear's
I
still.
know we have to.
You better
It's
get.
going to make a difference.
Yeah. Gotta shut up.
Like this. I just.
Eggs and chips.
I feel trapped. My turn.
Instant transmission cloud. Look at this. Look at her. Look at all of them.
Get going.
That's the bike. Shinra. More apps.
Got you now.
Airbuster. Got. I think that's the hard edge he has now. God, that looks amazing. Sephi!
You're not real. You're...
Why are they showing so much of you?
Favor to ask
Fuck.
of you. Run away. You have to leave. You have to live.
You bastard!
Hold on to that hatred.
Hold on to that hatred. I could probably do a decent Sephiroth voice. But probably like a younger version of him. Not to like stroke myself or anything. Yeah. That still stings. It still stings. You can really hate on Tifa's redesign all you want with like her tube socks and little undershirt. But they still made her look good. It's like like she's not helpless. She's a fighter, and that's awesome. Yeah, that has to be instant transmission. Instant transmission for Cloud. That's it. I think that's the hard edge that Cloud has. I really like the fact that when you have different swords, it's like this. There's cosmetic changes for the scene. It's all in real time. I'm going to take a little break, take a little pee break, and get Advent Children set up real fast.